They told me to show up at 4. What the fuck is this?
Well, you're just, you see, there's Ruggiero time, which is basically he showed up at 4, and he's ready kind of at 5. So there you are.
That's
Time
not
has
true
been
at all.
time has been achieved. But we're here. Thank you guys for the support, because you guys are all the guys who came to 2 nights, so thank you for that. And you guys really make this all possible, so we really appreciate that. And today we're going to talk about Close My Eyes album, man. We're going to play some tunes. And, yeah, you know, we're going to do our best with it.
Preach the
And
gospel, Dave.
tell some stories. And I got to say, this album was the beginning of the mid-period for the Slackers.
Dark times.
We didn't have a record contract anymore. Our booking agent decided she didn't want to book a ska band. And yeah, we were kind of left on our own trying to pick out the way to go forward. So that's what this album is about. A lot of crazy shit was happening. And so we get to talk about that. And goddamn, in a band with a lot of dark periods and sad songs, this is arguably the darkest and saddest of all. I don't know if we've achieved beating it yet. All right, let's do it.
Stick around.
hottest horn line to play live.
You want to talk or you want to play?
Let's play.
Okay.
So I lay me down and sleep, it fills my eyes. I hear my master load his gun, and he shoots me twice. As I fade to black, I think about my youth, days when I was strong and the world was so new. If I could have one more time, I could have one more time. Please give me one more, one more. I could have one more time. To howl at the moon, chase bitches in heat, have the world at my feet. Thought I'd give anything. La da da, la da da, la da da, la da da. If I could have one more time, I could have one more time. Lord, please give me one more. Oh Lord, I need to have one more time. I said just one more.
All right. Well, thank you, and right on. Nice to see you. So, Glenn Pine, first song we played was called Shankbone, and that is your tune.
Now, the first one on this record was, Shankbone is one of mine. It's an instrumental that I wrote, and it came from a memory. I had a conversation with my nana, my grandma, about cooking because she.
You
made
said that
amazing,
last night.
I know, but I'm going to fill in all the blanks.
All right.
When I'm not cut off in the middle of my story. This is what I get to do, you know? So, all right, here we go.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. So, I had this memory of my grandmother. You know, I was trying to connect with her. She was a tough cookie, I'll tell you what. But she loved to cook, and she loved to make amazing Portuguese food. And one of the things I always loved when I was a kid was Portuguese soup, which is back in New England, that's a classic. And she said, well, Glenn, if you want to make it, you got to remember to put the shank bone in there. And I said, why, Nana? She goes, that's where the flavor's at. So you trust your grandma, you know, she's going to give you the stuff, the wisdom. So I never forgot that. And I was like, man, yeah, shank bone, trombone, shank bone, all right. You know what I mean? It's rather clever.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And God knows the slackers should be called the snackers because we love to eat, don't we?
True.
That's
we talk
true.
about it a lot. And the last tune we played, can I share a little bit of the end of that?
Can I make a
You,
first?
yeah, please. Yeah, okay.
And this is a question about Smart. Now, you wrote Shankbone,
Yes.
and it is famously is one of the most difficult instrumentals for us to play.
Tis.
So you're a masochist as well.
Yeah, well, you know. When you're a kid, you try stuff. And you learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It's like going into the ring again in your 50s. You don't go into the ring again in your late 50s. It's a good idea, I wish. It worked out. I wish it worked out, believe me.
All right.
Well, I can tell you, you know, that's goes right into the discussion about Old Dog.
oh yes.
Yeah, please.
Because Dave was at the ripe old age of, what,
I was
30?
No, and I was even younger than that, I think.
You were an old soul, Disco.
Yeah, I think I was
A
still
bitter old soul. But,
Yeah,
you know,
man.
nevertheless.
I'm trying to remember what year it was. So 2002, I was.
On tour with Flogamali,
Yeah, man. I think
2003.
you're right. Okay. 2000. So yeah, I was in my early 30s. Yeah, early 30s. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see,
and so-
2003, I was like, what? You're 2 years older than me, so what's
Yeah,
that?
you were like 5. We had to put you in a high chair when we went on. So, yeah.
You should have stayed in that high chair.
He should, you
know
know.
what I mean?
He still plays
off.
on a bunch of telephone books if you look carefully, you know. But it's like this one. I remember because it was right. It's like I threw my back out, and I was on the subway, and I was reading the New York Times, and was like, I saw this kid was coming up to my stop, and I just was reading this article, and there was a guy, you know, bitching about how during 9/11 his luxury yacht was hit by a piece of the building, and he was really trying to get his insurance to, you know, claim it. And I was like, motherfucker, all these fucking people die, and that's what you're thinking about, fucking, you know,
Yachts.
That your
That's what it'll
luxury,
do for you.
your luxury yacht. And I stood up, and my fucking back went out.
That's what stress will do to you, Dave.
I know. So that's so.
You were more than an
We
old soul.
basically did this tour with Flog and Molly, that was like around 2 to 3 months. It was one of the longest tours we ever did, and my back was fucked the whole time. So I was definitely feeling old, and yeah.
Dave, poor Dave was laying. You were laying in the hallway because
Yeah, well, a lot of times they're lovely people, but Flog and Molly did not like to share their dressing room. They
I
can live
blew
with
up
that
the
decision.
toilet once. I got to admit.
Yeah, so I'll blame Vic for that, but you know, it's basically I was like in hallways, lots of big concrete spaces, trying to get my back reset. So I had a lot of time to muse on that.
I remember you had the trick you taught me in the shower.
Hey, that's another story. I think it's a different.
You were like,
He's a man of many talents.
you're like Vic. Vic knows all about dropping the soap, but he's like, when you drop the soap, the trick is you got to hold your breath, and then it puts you back, back in line. All you got to do is just get down, do that thing,
Wow.
and then take a good and hold it for a second. And next thing you know, your back's feeling great.
That's Victor for you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Victor Ruggiero, everybody.
I mean, it's okay. We can work blue in this club, can't we?
It's up to you, buddy. You always work blue.
Does anybody even know what that phrase means anymore, man?
Yes, they do. We're all adults here, Victor. Figure it out.
The
I
end
was-
of that song.
I didn't. I remember Buddy Hackett. I like Buddy Hackett, and it's a mad, 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 mad world. But then I never knew about his comedy outside. And then I was like, my God, Buddy Hackett's like my favorite guy in the whole world.
One last thing with Old Dog. I feel compelled to share this with you. Because it was a transitional record. We didn't have a record contract. So this might be our last hurrah. So we were referencing our past. At the very end, you'll hear Mountainside and Cooking for Tommy, the horn lines, at the very end, looping around each other. Because we were like, well, if this is it, we'll reference our past and maybe our future, but maybe not. So it's a little... Listen for that. Listen for that. It's
Delusions
it's there.
Delusions of grandeur have always been a part of the Slackers. So we were like, well, the Beatles did it on Abbey Road.
All you need is love, actually.
That's right.
All right. Well, speaking of delusions of grandeur, I think Victor wrote this next song, so let's play it.
This one I wrote in the school bus with Skavuvi. Anybody Skavuvi in the Epitones? Riding in their school bus, playing a banjo. And I was like, close my eyes and I am gone from the Slackers. Here I go. When I said that ain't my style, I only waited for a while. When it finally came along, I closed my eyes and it was gone. So feel free, go steal and rob. Revolution ain't my job. And if I sing your happy song, please don't tell me I'm wrong. Close my eyes and I am gone. Close my eyes, I'm gone. Close my eyes and I am gone. Close my eyes. If I stare at the sun, I find there's only one. Close my eyes and I'm gone. So when I said that it was you, you know I meant it from the heart. Such a shame that when you're through, they'll say you didn't even start. So I said I liked your smile. I only saw it for a while, though you swore it would stay long. I closed my eyes and it was gone. Close my eyes and I am gone. Close my eyes, I am gone. Close my eyes and I am gone. Close my eyes. I stare at the sun. I find there's only one. Close my eyes and I am day when I collide. On that fateful day I ride. Pray I somehow slip away and slip into another day. Close my eyes and I am gone. Close my eyes, I am gone. Close my eyes and I am gone. Close my eyes. If I stare at the sun, I find there's only one. Close my eyes, I'm gone. Well, if I stare at the sun, I find there's only one. Close my eyes, I'm gone.
just begun. Close my eyes tonight.
All right.
My dad, the forever Nixon lover, told me, hey, Vic, when you're taking all that acid, remember not to stare at the sun. You'll go blind. Yeah. That is probably why.
He was a fountain of advice.
He was a fountain of advice.
Fountain.
He was not a stupid guy, except for the Nixon thing. You know, he had reasons. He had reasons. Which, of course, we all know what those reasons are. You know, why we like Nixon.
Bad reasons. Yeah.
You know, it was always like, yeah, well, you know, economics. You know, and it was like, well, Richard Nixon, of course, you know. He's known for his economic plan, you know. But yeah, I always wonder about that because I feel very, you know, like Johnny Cash had that line that was like, I shot a man in Reno, and he regretted writing that line. I never want to encourage anybody to stare at the sun. I'm really sorry about that. Don't stare at the sun.
Don't do it,
Yeah.
man. Just don't.
I'm like, you know, if I stare at the, you know, is there another un word that I could replace it with? You know, if I stare at the hun, you know.
There was, you know, you had a whole alternative set of lyrics too. That's what I found out when I was listening to the demos for it too.
Now here it starts now.
I wrote so many verses. I mean, you know, I'm a Bob Dylan fan, so like I try not to choke off inspiration, you know. As we were talking about Jack Kerouac at the start of the set, Glenn and I like to tease Glenn about Kerouac because Glenn's
from my home state.
he's
so
from
that's
Massachusetts.
A bit of pride.
Glenn's from
That's
Massachusetts.
true.
Glenn dresses a bit like Kerouac,
Hey,
and
come
that's
on, man. It's you know,
it's a good look.
it's easy. It's
It
easy.
is a look.
Fall
Yeah.
right into it.
You know what I mean? It's a good look. But so, yeah, I never choked off extra verses. You know, I would always be like, yeah, you know, how about I write another verse? You know, I'm like, let's just see what happens, you know?
There's all kinds of jokes.
And then Dave, oh, you know, choking the verse, right? It's a thing. So then I'd always pare down the lyrics. I'd be like, well, how can I say this in less words, you know? Fuck you. You know? But really, how about I just say, you? You know? We'll keep it cool.
This is what happens with Victor. You make him get up before the break of 6, you know? He's hostile and confused.
This is what the future looks like for us, you know? I mean, it's like, this is what happens to old guys, you know? They're hostile and confused. This is what happens. You know, you're like, it's breakfast time. You're like, get out of here. I didn't do it. You know? You're like, Grandpa, relax. It's cool. I told you. Anyway. Yeah, that's what, you know. The Slackers aren't even old yet. Of course, Old Dog. We're written at 30. Yeah. What are we writing now, you know? It ain't dark yet, but I'm getting there. You know? That's what's happening next.
You know, I mean, my mother, the prophet Martha, she shared with me, there's only one ending to life. I was like, wow, thanks for the uplifting talk. If you wonder where it comes
Life coach.
from. Life coach. Yeah.
By the way, if you want to know what goes on in the circle when we do hands, that's what's happening. Yeah. Dave's like,
This is the end.
yeah, Dave's like, all right, first 3 songs, Shank Bone, Close My Eyes, Old Dog. There's only one ending to life.
Yeah, I was like, wow, man. That was my mom stays true to her truth, you know?
If you wonder where Dave's expression comes from when he looks like he's disapproving of you, it's his mother. It's his mother. Dave's mother showed up at a gig. Now, your mom and your dad couldn't be more different in person, in like initial meeting personality. Yeah. Dave's dad is literally like the guy who passes you a joint at the gig, and you're like, damn, what the fuck is this? And he's like, yeah, you know, I got it from Dave. You know, it's like whatever. And then, you know, the mom, I'm like, who's mad at me? Somebody's mad at me. I've never met. They're in the back of the room. They're mad at me. They don't like what I'm playing. And somehow it's strangely familiar. Yeah. And then Dave's like, yeah, that's my mom. Yeah. She actually likes your songs. She doesn't like my songs. Which we always had in common this. My mother always would hear Dave's songs on the record and go, hey, Vic, you really wrote a good one this time. And I'd be like, that's Dave's song. You know? She'd be like, well, the other one is good too. And I'd be like, also Dave's. Yeah. And vice versa.
Oh, yeah. No, my parents prefer your songs. Wait.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Soldier is
That's
my
why we
dad's
get
favorite
along.
song. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
There you go. So, should we play the next song or
No.
no? You want to play something else?
I mean, we are talking about. We played it last night. I wanted to go there into the zone where we play songs we probably wouldn't play on a big stage
All right.
that we don't know that well, because that's why you do this kind of
All
thing,
right.
right?
Well, one of them, some of the songs we talked about. One is in F. Another one's in G.
Do
Another
tell.
one we're not sure what key, but I'm pretty sure it's a 1/4 progression.
Which
so
is
if you
the-
start playing that, we can follow it.
Which is the "Don't Want to Go Home" key?
F.
Let's play that one. Yeah, I like that one. That one literally started about not wanting to go home and then turned into a song about George Bush, And I think that the transformation only happened on my end, that I was like, oh, now I'm singing
Hey,
about
Vic,
something
you're gonna
different.
miss the beginning.
All right.
No kidding.
That was like straight Studio One. That was great.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go home.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
Home.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
Home.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
Things have changed. I'm not the same. And I need you to let me be. Something was wrong, but not anymore. And I need you to let me be. Let me be. Don't wanna go.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
Home.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
Don't wanna go home. Don't wanna go, don't wanna go, wanna go home.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
Just stands to reason that your bridge can take only so much weight before it breaks. Now I take the long road whenever I can, but I won't take the wrong road into your dumb traffic jams. Don't wanna go.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
I don't want to go home.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
Well, I don't want to go home.
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
And I won't see you anymore. Yeah, Glenn, come on. I'm not above fighting for love. If I can be all that I can be, and I'm not before abiding by law. But all I ask is set me free, set me free. Don't wanna go,
Don't wanna go, don't wanna go
I don't want to go home. don't wanna go home.
Give it up for Jimmy Boom on the drums over here. I mean, that's about as many times as we played it when we recorded it, so, you know. But Jimmy's never played that song before, I don't think. Yeah. That was the joy. That was actually the joy. Yeah, give him a hand, please, please. Looking out for our guy, Ara, who's got shit to do back home. He's a busy guy. He's got some shit going on. And Jimmy Boom's been playing with us for the past, like, on and off, past couple of years, filling in when we need it.
Yes.
Very cool cat, very great drummer. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Don't wanna go home. Da 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 da. It was one of those things. Oh yeah, how many times we played it in the studio? The cool thing about this record was it was not planned as a record. You know, a lot of times we'd go in and make records knowing we were gonna make a record. Like, hey, we're on tour, we're practicing songs, whatever. This was a weird time for the band, and there was a lot of things canceling. All this.
People left the band too.
People left the band. Yeah. That's right. Luis had split.
And Jeremy.
Marshland left. Yeah, it was a transition time. And I remember that, like, my life was falling apart in many different ways. It was just, you know, my mother was really sick, so I was taking half the tour off. I'd fly out every 2 weeks and go back home to my ma. No matter where I was, Europe, wherever it was. And I'd fly back, I'd fly da-da-da, here and there. Yeah, forget about women. That was traumatic. There was always some confusion happening there. So of the many things to be upset about, yeah, 9/11 happened in the States. All right, I talk about it as if we're in Europe right now. You know, the United States was in another crisis, as always, crisis. And yeah, it was one of those things. And we were recording. I was working with a guy, the guy from Jammyland Records. I don't know if anybody knows Jammyland from New York. Yeah? So Jammyland, we practiced underneath Jammyland.
Ira made the band, all right? You might as well.
Ira. As far as he's concerned, he invented the Slackers. But he had a great studio that was in constant disrepair. And it was one of those things where, like, I'd go up, and I knew that I had this great resource at my disposal. And it was always breaking and always falling apart. But it was, from my mother's house, it was a 15-minute drive at most. And so I would take turns, like, taking care of my mother, like with my sister. And when I got off, when it was my time to get off, I'd either go get wasted or I'd go to the studio. And that was a great place to be. And the Slackers would come up every once in a while and record something. And like with this song, for example, this was just a rhythm. You know, we had an idea, and it was like, I don't know, what do you think? And I was like, Marcus, I really like a bass line that kind of does this kind of lumbering rock steady. And he's like, well, I don't know, how about, like, you know, dum, 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 you know, and like that, and then things like that. And then we'd play something, we'd be like, oh, I like that. And then my life would start to get traumatic. And I'd be like, I need to go to the studio. Nothing else is gonna solve this problem. Nothing is healing my heart. I got so angry one day. Now understand, in New York City, New York City's the king of the hustle. We are hustlers in New York City. If you want to make money, you just rub your hands together. You just do this. You get outside, you get on your feet. You put on some clothes that you think are going to work for the moment. You go into every store, every shop, every person you talk to, you say, hey, I'm looking for a new situation over here. I need to make some money, man. I need to do something. And I had this Jersey girl that I was going out with who was like the best. She was giving it a shot in New York. But she had this awful gig. She was complaining about, she was working at a salad bar. And I said, look, let me take you to this Polish deli that I used to work at. I said, you speak Polish? Well, we walked in there, the guy said, yeah, sure, I'll give you a job. She was like, all right. She's like, dziękuję. We walked to the pharmacy next door. I said, hey, look, her sister's a pharmacist. Her sister's in pharmacy school. They said, yeah, she's kind of cute. Come in tomorrow. We went downtown. We went to a comic book store. I went and I bought some G.I. Joe comics and some Conan. And next thing you know, they're like, hey, you know, you want to come work in the comic book store? And I was like, damn, I was like, you just did great today. Look at this, look at you. And she's like, I don't like any of those jobs. I'm not going. Whew. I went to the studio that night. I was mad. I said, lazy woman, lazy, lazy woman. I said, lazy woman, you're gonna make me lose my head. You drive me crazy, woman. Say you lazy, lazy woman. But I love you, baby. You never get out of bed. You know that times can be so hard. You know that you're all I want. Lazy baby, you better go and get a job. Oh, you drive me crazy, woman. Lazy, lazy woman. I love you, baby. You better get out of bed. I knew I was going to get in trouble for this tune. I figured it was just going to be a catharsis moment, you know? Just get it out. Freud said it'll heal you. Just get it out, let it out, sing into the microphone, you know? And when we went to find the songs that we had recorded, and I looked back through all the shit and I went, oh God, that was really good. It really came out good. And I tried to like record another song. I was like, crazy woman, crazy woman. I'm like, is that better? Funny woman? Really groovy woman? Groovy woman. That doesn't have the same ring to it, you know? So I went to her and I said, look, baby, you know, I said, I get frustrated sometimes, you know. It's like that Animal song, please don't let me be misunderstood. And I played her the song and she was like, damn, that's pretty good. Who's that about? Yeah, she wasn't stupid. She looked at me and she was like, I got ready because I saw the fist going. I saw her go, yeah, and I was like, yeah, come on. I'm like, it's pretty good, ain't it? She's like, yeah, you can put it on the record. All right. Okay. That's the way I reacted. I'm glad you guys like the song still. Many years of suffering followed that moment. Many years. Lazy woman, I said, lazy, lazy woman. I said, I love you, baby. You never get out of bed. Depression is good for some things, some things. I said, you always complain. Nothing don't ever change. I said, lazy baby, you gotta go and get a job. Money tight, money tight, money tight. Money tight, money tight, money tight. Money tight, money tight, money tight. You're so lazy. You hear what I say? Lazy, lazy. She was a favorite. She was the best. She was the best. I'm lucky to be around a lot of dangerous women in my life. She was definitely the tough guy in the couple.
Still with us.
Yeah, well, some. Yeah, she was a dangerous one.
You know
It was
they're
good, though. She
You
was-
know they're filming this, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Say it. Speak the truth.
Yeah, man.
I saw her take somebody down. She weighed about 90 pounds. She could throw a 90-pound punch. Yeah. And that's how I know that she loved me. That's how I know she really loved me. Because when the time came that she gave it to me, she didn't punch as hard as she could punch. I know that she didn't. Yes. We have so many stories. She was like the slackest bodyguard. Like if somebody was acting up in the front row, she'd like jump on him like with a fucking headlock. And it would be like, what are you doing? Like, what is going on here?
This next song is called Sarah.
She was the one of the two of us. She would be like, something would happen, and she'd like literally like slam the door and be like, stay in the car. You know? And I'd be like, what? You're gonna deal with this? You're gonna deal with this. You know? Stay in the car. Yeah. By the way, who is in the car with me? Phil Nurgis. You're talking about, you know, an actual badass. You know what I mean? An actual New Jersey badass. And she's like, stay in the car, I'll handle this. She gets out. Psh, somebody threw change at us at the toll, at the New Jersey Turnpike toll. And she was like, you fuck with my car? You know? She like turned into the Hulk. She was like the mini Hulk. It was amazing. Anyway.
I've never loved you more.
Yeah, I was like, baby, I love you so much. Like, you just turned green. You look so good. Fuck. All right. What do we do next?
Can we do one of my favorite Vic songs? Maybe we can do this one. This one is called Who Knows? And I start it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I know so many people told me, I know times before, why those who don't even know me, why they always ride the law. Wise man, well, he said, I know, easy come is easy go. What were you born to suffer? Ask him, just don't know. Who knows when it comes the morning? Here it comes again. Who knows when it comes the morning? Here it comes again. I won't try to roll you for your easy mark. Just think what your mama told you. Don't pet squirrels in the park. It's alright, 'cause you say what you're feeling. Stay quiet in the dark. When you're in the sunlight kneeling, who you gonna say you are? Who knows when it comes the morning? Here it comes again. Who knows when it comes the morning? Here it comes again. Dig deep for your battle. It's alright if you take it slow. Dig deep on your battle. It's you'll need it, yes I know. They say we all gonna leave someday, my friend. So tell me why you wanna start something that never ends. Who knows when it comes the morning? Here it comes again. Who knows when it comes the morning? Here it comes again. Who knows when it comes the morning? Here it comes again. Here it comes again. Who knows when it comes the morning?
You want to do I'll Stay Away and then talk, or you want to talk?
Well, I think when I with the Who Knows, there's an obvious band influence. The band.
There's a lot of bites in that song, yeah.
Are there?
Yeah.
Well, it's also a Nirvana. It's a Nirvana chord change.
It's a Nirvana chord change, but before that, it was a bebop chord change. So the horn line is stolen from Charlie
You might
Parker.
want to adjust your
I'm
nerd
adjusting my
goggles
glasses,
over
my nerd
here.
goggles, yeah.
Which one is it? What?
This is the slow one.
Like, come again?
So it's just the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But exactly. See?
Yeah,
There you
here
go.
I was.
8th level delusionist.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know? But yes, Vic steals liberally from the band. He's inspired by them.
Well, the band is the grooviness of it, because again, Skavuvi, I was riding in their bus, and Ethan, their old guitar player, put the headphones on me and said, "Man, you don't know the band, Big Pink record?" And he's like, "It's beautiful springtime, and the fucking windows open in the school bus." I mean, it was a hippie moment, you know. Put the headphones on. I was like, "What the fuck is this record? This is beautiful shit." So of course, for the next little while, I was all biting like band grooves, you know, this style. I mean, they're practically a reggae band or a funk band. Just people don't see it that way because, you know, they're not listening. They're just looking. They just see a bunch of hippies. They don't realize. So, but that being said, yeah, it's funny because you heard Charlie Parker and I heard Nirvana because I remember thinking
That
like,
kind
you
of
know,
sums up everything, isn't it?
yeah,
I mean, I heard Elvis Costello myself, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I know so many people told me, I know from times before, you know, but, you know, and then of course yeah, day, my friend. It's totally, you know, we all gonna leave some day, my friend. Anyway, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? If you bite Nirvana, here it comes again. Who cares? You bite Charlie Parker. You can be my friend. All right. No.
All right.
And if you want to, I mean, if you want to play I'll Stay Away, it's on the list.
I want to hear
We've been waiting.
one of my favorites of this record. In general, one of my favorites of yours,
What's that?
actually. Mommy.
Oh. Yeah? We played it last
'Cause
night, though.
I remember when you brought it in, you were kind of shy about it.
Yes.
And we were like, this is, I don't know if you guys want to play this. It's really what I'm going through.
Well,
in
I
my
knew the
life.
groove was good.
And to be honest with you, man, I was so proud of you, to be honest with you, because it was so daring to put it all out there for everybody to hear
Yeah, man.
and recognize that if it's true, it will resonate with everyone.
Yes, it's true.
And so, man, this is my favorite of
Let's
yours.
play the tune, man. It's a deep tune. Let's do it.
Oh, okay.
You don't
all
have to
right. I mean,
explain.
twist my arm, why don't you? It's a situation even Paul McCartney deals with. I said, I, you know my mommy died. I said, my mama died.
birthday. Oh, 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 oh. I said, where mommy go? Where mama go? Oh, 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 oh. Mama, she love me. This I know.
Yes, I know.
This I know. Oh, no, mama, don't leave me, yeah. Mama, don't leave me, yeah. I said, mama, don't leave me, yeah. Oh, I said, I, you know my mommy died. I said, my mama died. Oh, I. And now, oh, 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 I was asking, where mommy go? I said, where mommy go? Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Oh yeah, come on now. Mama, don't leave me. This I know.
This I know. This I know.
Mama's inside me, yeah. Mama's inside me,
Yeah.
I said, I know
Mama's inside me, yeah. Oh,
Don't you know that I tell you my mommy died. My mommy died. Oh, I said, mommy, mommy. I said, I said, I miss you, mom.
Oh, Marcus wants to play a rhythm, so let's do it.
Yeah? Okay. They say the more honest you are, you know, the bigger the laughs, you know? Wow. Well, I woke up this morning and I said my prayer, and I eat some porridge, and I sit and I wonder why. They say that they wanna start a war over just a three-letter word. I said, oh no, oh no. And I woke up this morning, I said my prayer, I eat my porridge, and I sit and I wonder why.
Yeah, that song was the original basis of the song was Glenn Adams' School in the Youth, and we right before Close My Eyes was the Slackers and Friends album, and so we recorded that with him, and then we were spending a lot of time with Glenn in his studio in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and so he's a big influence all over Close My Eyes, and I think it's like that was one of his tunes, and we did a couple different versions. There's actually about 20 versions of this song on DAT.
Yeah.
And there were 2 of them on the reissue. There's the Real War version, which most of you know, and then there's the Capo Schools of Slackers, which is version 17 of the dubs that were there. So yeah, man, it's like Glenn Adams. He played with the Wailers. If you don't know, one of his big songs was Mr. Brown. If you know that song, it's a big tune. You guys know Mr. Brown, right?
Soul Rebel too. Soul Rebel.
Yeah, like that era. He was one of the backing band. It was like Family Man, and Carlton and Aston Barrett, and Glenn Adams, and
he's Upset as
Lewis. Yeah, they were the house.
Upset as Hippie
They were the
Boys.
house band for Lee Perry, and they got the reggae. Reggae. He was in the room when they invented reggae. So that's like that's like. There's like 30 or 40 people that claim that, but he's one of those 30 or 40 people.
Well, the Upset is right, and he's like, Glenn was a real soft-spoken cat, and he kind of had this way. He'd be like, "Yeah, man, yeah, it's cool, yeah," and he'd tell you some crazy ass story, and you'd be like, "What?" And I'm like, so how did reggae? How did that reggae thing happen? How'd that happen? He's like, "Yeah, man, we was sitting around." And, we're playing Rocksteady, and we're like, man, Rocksteady is cool, but it's just like, it's too mellow. Can we make it like, can we get back that fun we used to have with the ska? And then, and it's like, Rocksteady's like, right? And he's like, what, don't you remember we'd be like, And he's like, so I just started playing, and he's like, and that was it, man. Then that's that reggae happened, man.
Put the 2 together. It's as good an explanation as any, really. So he's definitely one of the people that was in the room. So Glenn Adams was just a great mentor, man. I spent a lot of time with him. We all did. We took him on tour, and he was like one of the producers of this album. He's one of the guys. So.
Well, he actually had even more to do with the records before, when Red Light happened. So there was a band in New York called the Insteps. And the Insteps, one of the guys had been looking through the Brooklyn, what's the back of the paper, the classifieds. And he was looking for studios to record at and whatever. And he comes across this studio, and it says Glenn Adams. And it's like Reggae Studio, Glenn Adams. And he's reggae nerd, this dude, right? So he's like, I'm calling. So he calls up, and he goes, are you Glenn Adams, like from the Upsetters? And Glenn's on the phone, and he's like, yeah, man, that's me. And I'm like, what the fuck? So they go over, and they hang out, and of course he's got this studio that's like a very typical New York situation, where it's literally like a broom closet. It's tiny. You can't fit a band in there. This is just a vocal studio, and man, the speakers fill the whole room. It was the loudest mixing sessions you've ever heard in your life. Like that guy would like pump it. So they found him, and then through the Insteps, we heard about it. They were bragging about it, and I was like, dude, we need this guy. This guy helped you produce your record. He produced the Insteps record, which is a classic record.
Yeah, 7 Steps to Power it's called.
Yeah, and that's Eddie Ocampo, the drummer that played in Stubborn All-Stars. It plays with a lot of different bands in New York. So Eddie was like, yeah, I'll get you the number from this guy. I'll get you the number. And one of the guys in the band was being a dick, and he wanted to have Glenn for themselves, And I was like, look, man, we're musicians, all right? You can't keep somebody from getting work. I mean, Glenn's got a fucking classified ad, You can't. We're gonna hire him to make a record. This is what he does. He makes records. Give me the fucking number, And it was one of those things. And he was like, stomped around. Yeah, stomped around. And a couple of days later, I got a message on my answering machine. Oh, right, Glenn Adams' number, right? But then we really hit it off because obviously he came, same with the Insteps. Insteps was total.
I was actually on that in-step session. I think it was the 11 Steps to Power record. Or
11
something like that.
steps, yeah.
And we did it at Coyote, where the early couple of Slackers records were done.
Yeah.
And Glenn was there as a producer, but most of what he would do would just give us the feel. If we were playing something, it was just kind of square, and he would kind of give everybody the tempo by just dancing around the room. It was like a big live room, and so he would just like do the reggae in front of us. He would be like doing this, be like, oh, all right, yeah, play like that. That was that's my memory of Glenn, is
That's
him
fucking
conducting
awesome.
the band by like dancing the reggae in the
so
middle of the
good.
room.
Why is the video for that?
Glenn was the dude. So I had been the same way, you know, reggae nerd, and I'm studying these records. It's hard to hear what's happening on many of those records. Upsetters records are pretty sparse, so you can hear what's actually going on. And I'd be like, you know, and I'd be like, I'm like, Glenn, is it right? And he's like, you got the feel, man, but like, you just gotta pick your hands up every once in a while. Yeah. Where's this fucking delay coming from? This is bizarre. But yeah, but he'd be like, pick your hands up. Yeah, I know. You know, but yes, watching Glenn move informed me more about what reggae is than what he played. Because what he played was magic, and I still couldn't figure it out, even if I was standing next to him. Because he just was a dude. He just had the thing. But watching him play, I was like, ooh, that's the reggae. There it is. I see it. You know, and I see it now too when I watch Lee Perry videos, and you see him mixing, and he's kind of like breakdancing as he's like mixing. He's like, you know, and you're just like, that's the fucking reggae. That's it. I see it. You know, and you need to know that, because if you just listen to the records or whatever, there's a lot happening behind the scenes that you're not aware of. You gotta kind of let the spirit let the spirit ride you, you know, like be like, I am your servant. Let me bring the reggae, you know? And then it comes and it goes, and it comes into you, you know, and you're like, yes, here it is, here's the reggae. Do we got a reggae tune to play now? We got to. Is there any left on this?
I think we played all the reggae tunes. Oh, we did?
We played all the reggae? Fuck.
On the album. We still can do, with Been Waiting is still on there.
Well, there you go. Perfect.
There you go.
Let's do it. Axis is a funny one. You're right. That's very Upsetters too.
But it's kind of a hybrid of genres.
That would be cool. Let's
tough-
play Been Waiting. Let's play Been Waiting, because
We
Been
will
Waiting.
pass out the syllabus later.
Exactly. Page
Don't
34.
worry about it.
Page
Been Waiting is a
34,
good example of what
Vic
we were
says
talking.
no.
That's right.
That's the
Simple.
answer to the test. Vic says no. Marcus says yes.
All
A
right.
reading list for you.
Okay, there you go.
Let's do it. Been Waiting. I like. Mellow. Mellow.
All year long, I've been on trial. Some things I've done, some things I didn't do. A lot of people, they won't drag it down to their hell. I can't turn myself into you. You never finish what you start.
What you start?
Are you waiting for a change of heart? 'Cause I've been waiting.
People been waiting.
I've been waiting.
I've been waiting for a new state of mind.
I've been
waiting.
people waiting.
People been waiting.
I've been waiting
I've been waiting for a new
mankind. We're living in a time, my man, where you gotta do what you can to be better than the ones that came before you. Warring bloodshed's on my door. I've been scarred before. This is an open wound. I've been waiting. People been waiting. I've been waiting.
I've been waiting for a new
State of mind. I've been
waiting.
people waiting.
People been waiting.
I've been waiting.
way, Chicago. Are you ready for something new? I think you are. Take it away, Disco. Go get it. Go get it. Yep. He plays for you. He plays for dogs all across the neighborhood. That last note, they heard it.
Take his hand, he's gonna be your man. We'll see just what we find. You never finish what you start.
What you start, what you start, what you start. Oh.
Are you waiting for a change of heart? I've been waiting.
People been waiting.
I've been waiting.
I've been waiting for a new state of mind.
I'm waiting too long.
Yeah, reggae.
Yeah. So I wrote that song around 2002, if I remember correctly. We were on the road.
Yeah.
And it was inspired by my wife was across the street when the planes hit the Twin Towers, and part of the plane landed on the roof of the building where she was, and she was one office over from where the ceiling collapsed. So, yeah, it was one of those things where it was like close misses, and she survived, and so that really made me think about, hey, you know, you don't always get the time you want with people. So we got married a couple months later. So there you go.
Yeah.
Because you got to go for it. You get your chances, and you know you don't want to waste your chances. But yeah, the rest of the song is just being really pissed off that you're being taken advantage of, and also too, man. You know, much like today, it's like, you know, you look at the angry young punks of the 80s or 90s, and they ain't writing shit about that's relevant today, you know? And I felt the same thing in the early 2000s. It's like not enough people were talking about what was going on, and I was trying to say that we're being used by the Bush regime, and I was hoping for something better, and I was trying to reach for something timeless, and the obvious influence is Curtis Mayfield's People Get Ready. So the train sounds on the horns are homage to that. So there you go. You try to write, you know, you try to be inspired by the best, and Curtis Mayfield is one of the best. So there you go.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw Billy Bragg not too long ago, and Billy Bragg was echoing a concept that was he put it really well. He said, you know, in the '60s, because he's a bit older, right? So he was like, in the '60s, you know, we started writing songs thinking we were going to change the world, and that the songs would change the world, and maybe some of them did. There were some songs that actually did have an effect. He's like, but man, he's like, you know, I've been writing these songs for years. And he says, what I realize is it's about empathy. It's to say, I'm feeling what you're feeling. I'm thinking what you're thinking. And sometimes that's all you need in life, right? Is somebody to be like, yeah, man. You know, like that's what public transportation is very good for. You know, like some shit happens and somebody across the train goes, and you're like, right? You know, and we're both looking at each other like, really? Yeah. It's like, yeah, okay, I have a bond with humanity. It's like we're sitting there together and it's like, Empathy is big. Empathy's big. Empathy is what saved me. That's what I get from music. Music's the lyrics, the songs, the feelings, the emotions. Somebody out there is feeling what I'm feeling, you know? And I was always like, if I'm gonna do something of that sort, I'm going to give back. I'm going to not be afraid to say, hey, I'm feeling what you're feeling. I think you're seeing something, I'm seeing it too, you know? That's the good part of if you see something, say something, you know? Really, you see something, say something, because it really is like, that's emotionally, that's very helpful.
Well, it's also just like breaking the silence, because a lot of people, you know, this is like, they're waiting. A lot of people are like, oh no, I don't know what I should do. And I'm feeling this, but I'm not sure if anybody else is feeling it.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just got to put it out there and you hope that somebody else is feeling the same things that you are and they can relate to it, you know?
Yeah, and guaranteed, that's the thing. You put it out there and people come back, hey, I heard this thing, and you know. And same with me. I know that people didn't write their songs. I know Jimi Hendrix did, or whatever, All Along the Watchtower, Dylan, right?
Right.
And the Hendrix version is the one that got me, right? So, I don't know what the hell that song's really about. But I know what it's about. But it's about something, and it's something real in there. There's something hiding in there that's real. Yeah, it's something in there. I mean, you know, that's what it's about. Put it out there, see what happens, right?
Yeah, man. No, you just reminded me of this Leroy Jones quote. It's there's a trumpet player in Manhattan, and he was like, when the nuclear bomb goes off, just because the trumpet player stuck his head out and the window and goes, what's going on? Doesn't mean he wasn't in on what was going on. If you get what I'm saying. Because you can feel it. It's out there.
Yeah.
In the energy, you know, when you're doing stuff.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling the energy, going with it.
All right. Now, speaking of feeling energy, Vic was insisting that we would play this tune. He was insisting. He doesn't know what key it's in, so we're just going to go by basic structure. You are literally going to watch how this song was written.
Yes.
So, Vic, why don't you pick a key that is comfortable for you to sing in?
What song
and
is
I
it?
believe the progression is a 1/4 variation.
Yeah?
It is called Access.
Oh.
Axes. we're waiting for that information. I'm going to say E flat actually was the original. But we've changed it a couple times.
I'm gonna go for G right now.
G? Okay, he's in G. So is the first thing, just to make clear that everybody knows, first chord is G. Second chord is
It's 1 2 5.
1 2 5.
Yeah. So
Okay.
G A D.
There you go.
All right, and the trick with this is.
See, this is what we're talking about. It's a hybrid. It's not exactly a pure example of anything.
We need Glenn Adams in here to dance around, show us how to play it. Where is he?
Where is?
Somebody channel Glenn right now.
It sounds like ska, but it's really a reggae in there. Yeah, that's right. This is a hybrid. This is the things Jesse Wagner from the Agrolites told me. He said, this is the shit that California people don't do.
I'm doing it.
Yeah. Oh, Dave, you're special. You're also extremely negative. For California, you're very bitter. You're like the Woody
Not just
Allen.
for California.
He's like the Woody Allen character from California. You know, you came to New York, man, and you felt that shit.
Oh yeah, it's
You're
true.
like,
It's true.
You
I
arrived.
Yeah,
I finally could breathe.
yeah. You were like, get that San Diego out of here. Yeah, yeah. And I mean negative in the best of ways. I mean negative power.
All right, so play some.
So it
stuff.
started like this. It started.
Did you say when you know you were wrong? Did you say when you know you were right? What did you say when you stand up and fight? Chances are it's the name of this song, so doesn't seem so accidental, but when you hit your head, your axis they fall, and that's all. Call me mean, temperamental. Then you hit your head, your axis they fall. People say that you're such a saint. You and I, we know that you ain't. Heaven knows that the devil's alive in your smile and your soft demeanor. Shouldn't seem so accidental, but then you hit your head, an axis they fall, and that's all. You call me mean, inconsequential man. You hit your head, axis they fall. Sha-la-la-la, oh, and that's all. Sha-la-la-la-la, oh man.
Dave, take a sax solo. I gotta look on the internet for the last verse. Dave. Give it up for Dave. Come on. I'm not nervous now because I got the shit. You hit your head when you get too high. You hit your head when you grow too tall. You hit your head when you stand and don't know why. You hit your head and I guess that is also shouldn't seem so accidental, but then you hit your head accidental, and that's all. Call me mean and temperamental, but then you hit your head and axes they fall, and that's all. Axes they fall, oh, and that's all. I said, and that's all. And that's all. Axes they fall. And that's all. Hey, see it so, doesn't see it so, doesn't see it so. Why does it see it so? That's your axes, just chop, 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 chop. It's your axes, it's your axes, they fall. La 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 la. La 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 la. Doesn't seem so accidental. Why you gotta be so temperamental?
All right. I think we got time for like one more song, so let's just knock this one out. It's one. And this is no disrespect because you guys are lovely people. And we will see you downstairs for the rest of the set. Thank you guys for your support, man. Seriously, you guys are amazing. You guys make it possible. As long as you guys are here, we'll keep showing up. Yes. This one, I'll Stay Away.
Oh, my. This one is for Tony, Orlando, and Dawn. When you turn and walk away, I swear I could see forever. When I hear the things you say, as they stay with me forever. And then you cry, oh, I never shed a tear. And then you cry and tell me stay away from here. I ask you why, and you never ever say. And so I'll stay away. When I pay you compliments, you always prefer if I don't say. Well, it's no coincidence that I should get so carried away. And then you cry, no, I never shed a tear. And then you cry and tell me stay away from here. Then I ask you why, ever say, oh yeah. And so I say I'll stay away. More Tony Orlando, Dave. More Tony Orlando. Come on. Remember when I kissed your lips? They were soft and so familiar. Now you go and tell me this, that you sincerely meant to kill her. And then you cry, no,
chill, and then you cry. You tell me stay away from here. Then I ask you why. You never ever say. And so I say I'll stay away. Hey, I say I'll stay away. I say I'll stay away. And then I pray that I can stay away. I say I'll stay away. I'll stay away.
Thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure to play Close My Eyes. It's been a pleasure to play for you guys. We'll see you guys downstairs. I also want to shout out to Reggies and to Brendan for getting this together and having us back. It's great to have a home in Chicago. Thank you guys, man. You guys are right on. And yeah, man.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Thanks for letting us share all the gory details that we share.
And that was us. So check it out. Thank you.
Oh yeah, Glenn Pine has the best story about the cover though. Give it, Glenn. You gotta
Okay, now you get the encore.
just
the
have.
story.
This is a story encore.
Encore
Tell it.
story.
You
All
wanted to tell it, we didn't get to it.
So we had this idea, this cunning plan to come over to my apartment that had really great wallpaper. And I was like, this would make a great setting for a record, you know. We had a friend, that same lady that you had the song about.
Yes.
She
They
brought
all,
her- she
everything overlaps.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're at my apartment in Queens, and we were taking the photos. We're like, this is coming out good. This is great. You know, this is really excellent, you know. And then afterwards, you know, we were like, we decided to partake in the devil's lettuce.
I don't do that too much.
I know. It's like, success. And then we were like, well, I'm in Astoria, Queens. There's amazing Greek food down
We
the
were
street. Let's
hungry.
go get it.
We got hungry.
Right? So we're sitting there, and we're ordering, and there was a lot of confusion happening. A lot of hunger and a lot of confusion. So, like, we order, like, it's like, oh, yeah, get this souvlaki plate, you know?
Yeah, I'm like
You know, you
Spanakopita.
get the deluxe. You get the
Souvlaki.
deluxe souvlaki plate.
Yeah.
And you kept asking. You got to ask him if they have French fries in there. Yeah, you got French fries here. And he must have asked the poor guy like 3 or 4 times. He goes, how many times do I got to tell you? There's French fries on this plate.
Yes.
Are you deaf? I'm like, he is deaf, that's for sure. you know, I could drop off some records you'll soon hear.
I'm like, hey, but just one more question. Just one. Stoned. I'm
What's
stoned.
that? What do you think? You have something to say?
I'm stoned Columbo.
Stone Columbo.
Just one more. Hey, wait.
There's just one thing that's been bothering me.
There's just one thing that's been bothering me. Just one more thing. Does it come with French fries?
Ladies and gentlemen,
And
Stone
that's-
Columbo.
and that's all
Thank
she
you
wrote.
very much. He'll be here all week.
Thank you. Hey!